Do you remember your first ever performance?
Yeah, my mom used to put me in, I don't remember which one was first. I just have memories of doing these things. My mom would enter me into pageants, like literally pageants, so I could sing in the talent portion.
Yeah.
But then you would have to also do the evening wear and, you know.
I gotta be honest with you, I knew you were gonna answer with this, and I just wanted to hear you talk about pageants. So you did the evening wear?
Yes, I did those things. I don't remember, but I do remember my two specialties were, I did Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger, and I would do Cat Scratch Fever by Ted Nugent, which didn't go over very well with the soccer moms in the audience, because I don't know if you ever heard that song or what it's about, but you can imagine, I think.
Did your evening wear end up helping you win, though?
Do you just want to see the pictures? You want some pictures to have in your house?
What's the meaning behind the name of the album, though, Queen of Me?
Okay, so Queen of Me really does summarize all of that sense of personal identity, ownership of your identity, saying, listen, I drive my own bus. I'm the boss of me. I am the queen of me. I'm not the boss of anyone else. I'm the boss of myself, and that means that I take responsibility for my decision making, for if I'm in a down spirit, it's up to me to pick myself up.
Yeah.
So I start getting into my songwriting, because that's what I do when I get bored or when I'm too isolated.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
And I personally.
That's where I work it out.
That's where you work it out. It's therapy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to just write myself into a better spirit. I'm going to write songs that make me want to dance, that make me feel happy.
Yeah. You have a song I want to talk about. It's called Inhale, Exhale.
Yeah.
What's that about? What a cool title. What a cool vibe. Yeah.
Inhale, exhale. I affectionately call the song Air. With everyone suffering from, the COVID is such a respiratory, infection that really can take your life very, very quickly. I had a bad bout with it. I won't go into it, but when I was released from the hospital, the first thing I did was write down a list of things that air gives us. Obviously, life.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, okay, cheer yourself up. What does air give us that is very celebratory? So I'm thinking champagne bubbles, balloons,
I love where your brain went.
Sailing, no, it's true. It's like, air, with the air, we can sail, we can fly, we can fly a kite. We have all these lovely things to celebrate about air. And of course, like I said, life itself. So I wrote the song, what are you gonna do without that air, Inhale, exhale. So that's the most inspired song on the album.
Yeah, I love that, though, when it comes from real life, and then you come up with this completely different concept off of that one moment.
Well, because I didn't want to look back on it. I'm like, okay, whew, I'm through it. Write a happy song about surviving it and celebrate.
I love that you do that. We are so different. So I'm gonna try what you do. I usually write when I'm sad and I get it out. I've never written to become happy, which is maybe the larger issue I'm finding in this interview. But that's a very clever thing to do, to use your gift for to write to be happy. Usually I'm writing just to get it out. I guess I become happy after getting it out, but I've never had the mentality of that. Anyway, it's cool.
But it's a great vent. Songwriting is venting, of course. It's a great place to vent writing, But I mean, even
welcome
writing,
to my albums.
But writing songs, I do it as an exercise also to challenge myself. So of course, I write lots of songs that are very melancholy and very dark. If I'm really upset and mad, I put it all in the song.
Yeah.
But then I go back to it later and I turn it around. Just like a writing exercise, I just turn it around, and now I make it just like you would if putting a song into first person.
You find the light in it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, meet Topher. He likes cheeseburgers.
Who doesn't?
I know, I miss you too. You're always working, though. I'm always working.
You're always working. I'm already hooked to the pillow.
Someone was actually, it's okay. It's a very cute outfit.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's given a little bit of yeehaw energy.
Love it.
Had to do it.
It's like yeehaw and rock and roll.
A little Harry
Plus
Styles moment,
yeah.
too.
And that's always a good moment. I like his style.
He is the moment.
No pun intended. People were asking me backstage, they're like, you've known her for a while. And I was like, yes, I've known her for a while.
And now we have a song together.
We do. Me, you, and Carly Pierce.
We do. It just came out.
I can't actually tell that full story on TV, but it's quite funny, that recording day for me.
I asked Kelly to be a part of my song in the morning, and she went to the studio that night and did vocals.
Wow.
So, you know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of it. So, it's my last day of work. I have told Trisha, my assistant, in my group, I'm like, I can't do anything.
The day I texted you.
The day you texted me. I had literally been like, look, this has to be my last day, then I'm off. I was like, I promised myself this summer. And not only you texted me, but Shane McAnally, our friend, who's also a singer-songwriter. And anyway, you both texted me, and they're like, oh, we got this on. I was like, oh, I love Kelsey. I was like, okay, let me just listen to it. And I was like, oh, I have to do this. Well, I had already been celebrating.
I do know this story.
I had already been celebrating that it was my last day of work. Okay? So I get to the studio here at this studio with Jason, and I get in there and I'm like, look, I didn't know I was gonna be singing today. I was like, I didn't know. So I had to sing a song called You're Drunk, Go Home, inebriated, trying to sing first soprano parts like I'm fine. Like, there is an actual full track, we have to send it to you, of me just crying and laughing so hard I almost peed my pants, because I was like, this has never happened to me in 20 years. I've never, ever been inebriated while singing something, and I am while singing You're Drunk, Go Home.
So there's this.
Yep, it's a great song. It's a great song.
There's one ad-lib.
I didn't know. I had already started, and then you texted.
There's one part on the song where it's like an ad-lib track, and now you're gonna hear it, and now you're gonna know. And you just hear Kelly go, bye. And it's in there, and it's cranked. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
So what do you each remember from like the very first time that y'all played together? Was it like awkward, or like you knew right away it was gonna work?
Well, Natalie had joined the band, a previous lineup, and so Marty and I were very like nervous, like, will she rehearse all the songs and know all the songs? And Natalie was just like, oh, I got this, y'all, I got this. She had this confidence, and Marty and I are just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But Natalie brought this humongous pad with her lyrics on it, and we just flip it in between songs.
We played these two clubs outside of Houston.
Yeah.
And I would just
Bend
down, turn the page.
Oh my God, do you have a problem with lyrics? I do.
No, but I had to learn 22 songs in 7 days. I would just listen with headphones and walk around. I had never yodeled before.
That's a lot.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So the tour is for your album Gaslighter. A lot of people relate to this album and the message, and just, I guess from an artist's point of view, like, how hard is it asking for a friend while I'm currently writing through a similar situation? How hard is that to write so openly and so honest while navigating children, while navigating people, you know, you're under a microscope. Like, there's so much, like, I feel like I've written so many songs myself for my personal, like, life, and I keep kind of going, ooh, should I do that? Or, oh God, or is that, did you go through that, like, while writing this?
I definitely wanted to be very blatant and like literal with this one, but yeah, I wasn't like beyond all the emotion like I am now. And then there's a stress of, oh my gosh, now my kids are gonna hear this, and then now my son is on tour with us, he's in the band, and I'm like, this is kind of weird. I'm always checking, are you okay? Are you all right?
Oh my God, I know, because that could be awkward.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that, like, he's an artist, so he does get the fact that, like, it's very therapeutic for us to, like, that's our outlet. Like,
and there's no way around it. When you write falsely, it doesn't work.
It's transparent that you're full of crap.
Yeah, you have to be real.
Agree. Sorry, I was so blunt.
It's weird. The more specific you are, the more it's universal to other people.
Which, isn't that so sad?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you also just released a greatest hits collection called Diamonds and Rhinestones. I love the title. Is it true that your song Two Doors Down was about fried clams?
It was, but see,
I need this story.
I'm like you. No, I've always had a problem with my weight too.
Oh, up and down.
I love to eat. I've been up and down. I've been every size in the world, and a long time ago, it was getting me depressed. I didn't like it, so I was, you know, you try everything to lose weight, and I had got on some kind of crazy old diet, like a liquid protein. You just drink an ounce of something that's ground up horse hooves or something. I don't know, or monkey pee or something. I don't know what it was. But it was
This will make you slimmer.
It was just, yeah. But you're supposed to drink it like 3 times a day, and it was so ungodly. You just have to close the back of your throat off so you don't smell. You know how that goes. But
no thanks.
We used to stay at the Howard Johnson's Motor Lodge, the band, when we traveled back in the early days, and they had a restaurant there, and they had these fried clams that we couldn't wait to stop to go to Howard Johnson's. Even if we weren't staying over, we'd stop to eat the fried clams.
Yeah.
But we were staying over, and I was on that stupid liquid protein diet, and the band was down in the kitchen, and I was in a hallway in my room, and I could hear them all laughing and talking.
That's what I'm saying. You have such a good time.
Singing. I was just saying, two doors down, they're laughing and drinking and having a party. But 2 doors down, they're not aware that I'm around. But here I am, just crying my heart out, feeling sorry.
Over fried clams?
Having a party just 2 doors down. I was just in there feeling sorry for myself because I was eating fried clams and I wasn't.
I love that song is about
And it was 2 doors down. I was staying 2 doors down from the restaurant. That's why, seriously.
Well, you recently posted a photo of your pawpaw.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this story, but I didn't know that your real last name wasn't Aldine.
No. So my last name is Williams.
Okay. Very different.
But yeah, so when I was in high school and started playing music, there was a couple basketball players named Jason Williams. And there was a piano guy in Nashville named Jason D. Williams. So it's just so common, you know. And so I started using my middle name, which was Aldine. Yeah. And my grandfather, who I was named after my grandfather. And so I had a cousin in town the other day, and we started talking about him. And my uncle years ago had started taking my grandfather out, and he would just record, you know, had a little recorder, and he would record conversations, and he put them on a CD. So I've been driving around in my truck listening to those CDs. And my cousin was in town, and we were talking about him. And so that night I just kind of had the feels, as you say.
Exactly. Did you cry?
No.
Judging you now?
I didn't. But it's just cool. I was named after him, and it was a name growing up that I was like, man, I always, whenever somebody called me Jason Aldine, it was usually because I was in trouble.
Yes.
So little did I know that that would be the name that everybody would know me as, you know, from now on. And he didn't live long enough to kind of see that, you know. So I was just kind of thinking about him a lot that night. But then I ended up naming my only son after him too, Memphis Aldine. So yeah.
Such a cool name.
Thank you.
Such a strong rock and roll name. This is awesome, and I love that it's Smoke, the 9.
Yeah.
So 9, what's the significance?
So 9 for me, this was an album that,
I know it's your 9th album. But
yeah, it's 9th album, but for me this was an album that years ago I just kind of, it was a pipe dream, but I always said if I ever made 9 records, I was going to call it 9 or number 9 because I played a lot of baseball growing up. I actually thought that was going to be my career path for a long time, and 9 was my number that I wore playing baseball all those years, and so.
Oh, look at Edie Beatty Jason! Look at you!
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh
That was
my God.
high school and no facial hair right there.
You're busy with like this amazing record that I'm very excited about. I got to sing on it. And I'm very excited to be able to hear it because I only got to hear the songs you let me hear that I was singing on. So and then I got the record, and I just literally, you never fail to impress me with like your voice. It's insane. Like literally, like it's insane how talented you are. Like the record is amazing, and you know what I love about it is you stick to country music. It sounds like country music.
Well, it's what I grew up on. I mean, it's what I love. It's the music that I was influenced by. I'm a big Linda Ronstadt fan, and you know that stuff has fiddles and steel guitars all over it.
She crossed genres, yeah. That was really cool.
Totally. So I'm not a traditional country singer, but I definitely fall in the country category. And I just want to tell you guys, when Kelly came in to sing on the record, I've been asked about this in every interview I've been doing this week about the album release. I'm like, what is it about Kelly? I'm like, she's not real. Like, she's not normal. Like, she's just amazing.
She's crazy.
And she comes in and she just, you know, I hear this high, strong harmony, and I know I'm not going to sing it. And I'm like, Kelly, can you go over and do this for me? And it's just amazing what you bring. And I know you could probably, everyone you sing with, you make them sound better, but I love our voices together.
Oh my God,
I love singing with you.
Yeah, let's do more.
Let's do more.
Yeah. What's funny is actually the first time we got to record together was Prizefighter, and I got there and I had no idea that her husband was gonna be like producing it. And I was like, and I got in the studio, and I'll tell you, I've never been more nervous about sounding good because I was like, you're there already, that was nerve-wracking enough. And then your husband, who's, you know, Garth freaking Brooks walks in and he's like, and literally, he was producing me. I was peeing my pants. I was like, this is the worst. But anyway,
I was trolling my session to try to get you to work with him.
Oh
That's
my
totally what he was
gosh.
doing.
Well, I was literally about to die because I was so nervous, both of you. I mean, it's just, you're just such this power couple, and it's like,
Oh, please. If you go back and listen to the Enterprise fight, I don't know if you remember this, at the end there were these licks at the end, and so we were kind of doing these answers to each other, and I remember that I had done something, and you went in, and then you did your lick, and I'm like, let me go back in there. Like, give me another shot at it. And so I went back in and did it again, and Kelly said, let me go back in there. I want to go another shot.
I was very nervous,
but it was amazing.
But he's actually really cool. I was worried, does he ever crash your girls' nights? Does he?
He doesn't.
Because he seems funny.
He's
like
a
that.
little afraid of that many women together, so he really doesn't, like, he will, but if he's around, he'll open the wine, but he really wants to be gone. Like, he'd rather be, like, I think it scares him a little bit, as it should, you know.
Women, a bunch of women.
Yeah, and here's something else about you men. Yeah, he doesn't, yeah,
It's like a Designing Women episode.
totally like
You're ruining everything. Well, as promised, I found some old photos of you. Are you ready to go through them?
Oh, boy.
I'm excited. All right.
All right, let's see
Here
what you
is
got.
the first one. Yes! Oh my gosh, how old are you there?
I think 2nd grade.
Oh my God, you're adorable. Look at that. You had that big old hair going even then. You were like, y'all ain't ready for my hair. Y'all ain't ready. Okay, next.
Oh.
Yes!
Okay.
I mean, it looks like you're about to fall with the horse, but you're not.
Okay, 3 things about that. I've got the reins in the wrong hand. That is my brother Pake's calf roping horse. He wasn't working too good for Pake, so Pake said I could run barrels on him, and I am rocking the plaid pants.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, man. Fashion icon before it really even hit. Okay, next.
Oh, that day, Kelly, I won a car for 6 months.
What?
I won a Ford Torino car for 6 months. And all you had to do is fill out your little questionnaire thing, and then that is the Kiowa Cowboy High School Band right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, you see the guy on the right, Roger Wheels? Yeah. He is the band leader for Alan Jackson.
Oh, no way.
And then Susie's in the middle and Pake on the left. And Gary Rayburn and Kelly Ryan.
Your whole family sings. That's what I find. I know that, and I know a lot of people do know that, but it's insane. Like, I'm talking like everyone sings, like, well. Like, it's crazy.
Well, Daddy, somebody asked Daddy one time, said, Clark, do you play? He said, I used to play on the linoleum.
What? I loved your dad.
Oh, he's a character.
So awesome.
He loved you.
I love it. I like, okay, next. Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's Winona.
And Trisha.
Is that Trisha?
Yeah, Bruce Hinton. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at Trisha. She's so cute.
Look at your hair. You are so cute. Look at all of y'all are so cute.
When was that?
I don't know. When did you all have, are those records? Those are all your records?
Yeah,
Oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is 90s country right here, like all these women representing right now. And like, they don't play women now hardly on country. What's wrong with y'all?
They're missing out.
I know. Next. Oh,
looky
this
there.
is us.
That was for the duets album.
It was.
You came and sang with me.
It was so magical. It's so funny because remember we actually recorded a different song first. And then we ended up doing Crossroads. Yeah. And then we ended up doing Because of You, and it was such a magical moment.
Kelly, we look so young.
I know. Right? I still look good. I know what you're talking
about. Oh, shut up.
Okay, this is a little thing we like to call the wind down. Okay, Philip, I'm gonna start with you. Who's most likely to pull a prank?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Why? What kind of pranks?
He's always pranking.
But you got him.
Well, we all got him good one time because when Karen was pregnant with their son. And
pregnant.
Yeah.
We were in the studio.
And Jimmy
I had
had
nothing left to give this baby. I was like,
I get it.
She gave it all.
Yeah.
So I said, come on, girls, we can pretend like your water broke. So
oh my God.
Jimmy was in the bathroom.
That is terrible, right?
Jimmy was in the bathroom, and we were in the studio together, and we took a water bottle and poured some on the floor. And when he came around from the bathroom, we were like, Jimmy,
She was standing there, and there's water all over the floor.
Did you
what
see
the freak?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then they all got to watch you. That's so neat.
I squealed.
amazing.
he's
so
hard
long.
to get, so.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kimberly, who's the messiest on the tour bus?
Well, Philip, because he spills a lot. We call him Spillip.
Probably because he's drinking. Karen, who's the biggest crier?
Philip.
He cried, yeah.
Every,
Literally, like,
Surely.
Philip, I feel like you're getting picked on a little here, man.
No,
he's very emotional.
I'm a close second.
Yeah, you know,
Jimmy is a close second.
I love that it's not the winning. It's amazing. I want to talk about Humble Quest. Why'd you name it that?
I named it Humble Quest because I had my son at the beginning of COVID, like as everything shut down, and it's my first boy, like my first kid, really, and so it was so much uncertainty of like, I'm bringing a baby into the most chaotic time of human history right now, or at least of our lifetimes, and then also all my touring got canceled, and you know, for the last 2 years, so it was just, I don't know, like humbling for the world to go through these last few. And for me, as someone that's like, I mean, I hate to say this, in a very self-indulgent industry, everything being shut down gave me a lot of perspective and I didn't feel like I took it for granted before, because that seems kind of hyperbolic, but I definitely appreciate it even more now, being able to like
I think a lot
make
of us
music
appreciate
for a
things
living.
Yeah.
So,
And even get to tour, like people are just now touring again.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it just felt kind of apropos to name it Humble Quest, because it's like, it's an ongoing journey. It's not gonna end like the second I go back on stage. It's gonna be evergreen. So yeah, that's kind of.
What's your like? I know they're all our babies, like on our albums, but what's like your one that you're in love with right now? Which song?
Oh my God. Okay. The song Hummingbird I wrote the day I found out I was pregnant. And then I had my son at the beginning of 2020. And then it was just about like the line is.
Oh, he's adorable.
Oh God. Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
Through the back of him. But the line in the chorus is like, hummingbird, now your heart beats in me. And by the time I was recording the song with my producer, Greg, my son was starting to talk. And so at the top of that song, you hear a little like voice memo recording of him just saying mama. And so, I mean.
Oh, I love that.
It's hard to pick one, but like that one, I think I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through live, but yeah.
I hate when I do that.
Cute.
When you write something that you need to get out and you want to get out and share, but like, and then you're like, oh, I get to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
know,
it's like
real.
intense. So wait, so this is my favorite story that I've heard about you, because I heard that you were doing music and everything, but it just wasn't hitting like you wanted. It wasn't hitting. You got a big, huge family. And I heard that you, this could be wrong, but you were at Costco and you were shopping, whatever, for all your family. You have a lot of kids. And so, and is it someone that came up to you and asked for an autograph?
Oh, yeah.
And then you ended up working for Costco.
Yeah, this guy, he came up to me and he wanted my autograph on his napkin, and he mentioned, you know, that he worked at Costco in the tire center. And I needed an overnight job. And, you know, I was just like, I was embarrassed because he wanted to be a musician also. And I was like, it's not that fun, man. You know? And then I was like, by the way, I was like, if I give you this autograph, can you put in a good word for me at Costco? And we, honestly, at first he was a little like, dang, you know, and then, but we became buddies.
Yeah.
And
can I tell you, like that, and that is real. Like even everybody thinks American Idol, that was my first thing I ever did.
Right.
And it wasn't. You literally, I had like 4 jobs to maintain living here and trying to make it. And people don't get that because their pride and ego get in the way, and it's like, you know what, you just need to provide. Like, that's a grown-ass man.
Thank you.
And it's so unbelievable. And I feel like that's why good things happen to people that put that out in the universe and they're hardworking.
Credit. You know, my family, they were always supportive. My kids didn't ever know, you know, that they don't care whether you're poor or, you know, they're they're happy. And then my wife, Lainey, you know, she never at one time was like, hey, this dream's a bad idea. You know, she just was glad that I loved what I did.
Yeah,
you know, and
supportive.
that was fine. You know, that was enough for her. And so, you know, she wrote me a note every single morning I went to work at Costco. I would leave the house at 3, and there was always a letter and like a lunch. I mean, she, you know, it was amazing. I mean, she was so supportive that year of my life. And so, yeah, I'm glad that now, you know, I can buy our dogs named Puckett, and you know, it's cool. So.
But it's just the greatest story because people think you hit, like, you're in the music industry and it just all of a sudden every door opens, and it doesn't, like, right off the bat. You have to work and you have to do things that, like, aren't really what you want to be doing, but you do them because you got to pay electricity, like, for that and water and all the things. Well, let's talk about some favorites. So what inspired the dance?
And I was sitting at the Bluebird. There's probably about 7 or 8 of us. A guy named Tony Arata was sitting there playing. And Tony starts in on this song. And when he gets done with it, I'm just amazed. And nobody else in the room seems to be getting the same reaction that I'm getting. And so I take it to Alan Reynolds. Alan Reynolds says he loves it. And we keep waiting. And finally Alan Reynolds goes, how come we haven't cut the dance yet? Because the album was almost over. I said, I'm not sure that it's country enough.
What?
You know, because I mean, just being from Oklahoma. And it had piano in it, which, you know, I moved to Nashville to know what a piano was, because, you know, it's always just steels and fiddles.
Yes, but your
Swing
voice is country music.
Thank you.
You
Very
tie it
sweet.
in, yeah.
It's funny because that's what he said. And he told me, he said, pal, I'm going to tell you right now. He always used the word pal. He says, if you don't cut the dance, if you don't record that song, it'll be the biggest hit you never had.
Oh,
What he said.
wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, my challenge accepted.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's just, what's the, oh, thank you.
Looking back.
Oh, quit, don't do
I
that.
have to do it. I'm
Dang it.
literally like, I can't believe my life. Like life, April, Beck, and Mary McConnell, all my friends from childhood hate me right now. I'm so sorry, April. She's the one that introduced you to me, and I feel like I'm stealing her moment.